What's going on, and welcome back to the A Show with the Kings of Pro Wrestling Podcast. I am Justin, here with Meelz. What's up, Meelz?
Hey, man. It's spring. We're here.
Spring.
Well, I heard from y'all it's like summer. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there.
It's spring ever since last week.
I heard it was hot. It wasn't hot. I heard there was a heat wave.
The heat wave, and there's no more heat wave. It's the way things shake out for us.
I don't know. Los Angeles or the California.
Talking like I know. Nobody knows.
Hey, man, listen. You live there. You've lived there for over 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Do you consider yourself? Are you one of those people who's like, I'm not from LA, but I'm LA? Like, you know, like try to claim it in a sense.
I think that I've been here long enough that some Angelinos say that I'm from here. If you could survive a year here, then or 10 years here, you're good. You're fine.
Maybe it's because I'm from New York.
Angelino. Really, I'm a Valley boy.
Interesting. Okay.
I've lived here probably longer than I've lived in the city at this point, I think. Amazingly. Yeah.
There was a thing it wasn't even a thing. It's a Rosenberg thing. And I don't know if it's a real shout out to Greg. But
Greg always.
Yeah, it was a Rosenberg thing where I guess Nori went on the radio because they got Mero as
they said this what New York sound like.
Yeah. And he got really upset like it was a shot at him. And I was like, I don't know if it's a shot at you. I actually don't think it has anything to do with you at all. I think people feel very happy that New York radio sounds like someone from New York. And it's not that it completely admonishes what you guys did. You guys had a long run on the radio at Ebro in the morning. But, like, come on. It's not about you.
But it always is about them because look at where they came from. Like, the attention was always on them. And now it's like not on them as much.
But he has a very bad habit of making things about himself that aren't really have to do with him. But yeah. I'll leave that for another day and another time. Let's see. Let's get into it. First of all, I was listening to your the Black Print episode, the 808 episode. I'm a little late on it, but I was listening to it. Fantastic stuff.
Thank you. We've hit a stride with these. I must say,
I feel like the Venn diagram between A Show listeners and Black Print listeners are pretty much a circle.
Yes.
So
there's a couple there. I would say there is at least maybe like 20 to 30 people that don't that did it. Right?
It's wrestling.
No. But they then did go over to A Show stuff because I remember I was at the EQT offices and shout out to Kaz and Henny. They're not really listen to this, but shout out to Kaz and Henny and Wale. Obviously, that's like where he's managed. And I was just in there, and there was a guy in there just like, "Yo, you OG Johnny 5," and I was like, "Yeah,
nice, my government,
super cool dude." Like I whenever that happens, just for like anyone's sake, I always get shocked because like I'm just like, who the fuck? Because I move around here like I'm normal.
No, but it's like, what kind of OG Johnny 5 era do you know me from?
Exactly. It's like more often than not, that's either I hate you, but it's never been I hate you though. So like I need to stop thinking that. So like and super cool dude, he was just like, yo, I love the Black Print. I love the A Show too. I was like, oh shit. People listen to both. So like yeah, it definitely happens.
I think the mark of great podcast hosts is they'll pretty much listen to you talk about anything.
Yeah.
And I think we got to, both of us, we have our share. Shout out to people who listen to Lookout. Shout out to people who listen to this. But I was listening to the episode. It really, really drew me back. I think when 808s leaked, I was in my maybe third semester of college.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember specifically studying for Calculus 2 to all of the like leaked versions of all the records that you actually sound. And it actually brought me back a lot of like great memories of like previous versions of the record. There was like 8 versions of Love Lockdown that came out before the official version came out.
There was the clapping version, the
Yeah.
auto-tune-ish version. The drums were low, the drums were high, the drums were mixed, the drums were not.
Mind you, I would say Love Lockdown is probably the record I go back to the least on that album.
Right.
It's to me, it's probably the worst on a good album. But it was interesting, you know, seeing even going back or like during that era, the pivot from Good Ass Job, which was supposed to be that album, to like artisanal Kanye, and talking about this at Heartbreak. And then I remember during that time, he wanted to go on tour with Lady Gaga and kind of a lot of different things going on at that time. So I was very heavy into blogs and internet during that time. So it took me back, especially all the various versions of the record. When you played I think it was Paranoid, with the original beat to it that kind of changed the entire thing. I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard this in years. So hope you guys didn't get flagged, but
we didn't. If we did, it'll happen like down the line.
Yeah, but great listen. And I think I love when you guys do Kanye albums. I'm interested to see if you guys do My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy at some point, because I know
down the line we got Wiz Khalifa in April, and we still got to do Back for Mercy. So stay tuned for that.
Listen, man, amazing stuff. Are you ready for our WrestleMania rewind, sir?
Yeah, I was thinking about another moment where someone recognized me, and this is like at work.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was looking for something at work. It's like this really crazy project that I've been like tasked to do because it's just like no one else could do it. And I ended up getting put into a text thread. My boss put me in a text thread with somebody else, and he was, you know how when people introduce each other in a text thread, he said, "Hey, you know, meet Justin. He's looking for this thing, and you were here before." And then he says, "OG Johnny," and then immediately my boss hit the laugh emoji. Like
crazy.
Did we find this guy? And turns out it was Kaz's brother, who I did not know was the EVP of Warner Records 2 years ago. I had no clue.
Kaz has a brother?
Yes.
Bro, what? All right.
I was like, what the fuck? What a small world that you were in there. Yeah.
I was like, what? I promise you, he does a good job in not mentioning any part of his family, I guess.
I indeed was like, what? But yeah, that's brother.
Yeah, nonetheless. Not even gonna play games with the WrestleMania rewind for the pick this week. It's WrestleMania 25.
I see why you was in that 08, 09 kind of world with 808 and stuff.
I was, yeah. Well, you know, by the way, this VH1 Storyteller album is superior in every way.
Oh, 10 times.
Yeah, it is. When you were singing the versions of the song that was the audio, I remember I started like riffing onto the VH1 Storyteller versions of all the records. So
also one of the best, like the VH1 version of this, like the TV version, pales in comparison to the actual album version by leaps and bounds. But the album, the TV version is actually funny because doesn't he perform laying down for like 4 songs in a row? He just does it.
Why do I say something like that? Like he gets into this like conscious stream of thought, which is dangerous for Kanye.
Which became the thing that he did at his shows after this.
Yeah, and he's just like, it's Say You Will, but it goes on for like 12 minutes because half of it he's just speaking.
You don't love me no more.
And I love the musicality of like his band and his background singers to kind of just like, oh, we know what he's doing. Let me just We're just gonna hum for the next 40 minutes.
Meelz, they didn't know what he was doing. So they had to figure it out. But no, that was, or like my favorite one is when he's like, when I made Good Life, I was very rich. And I was just
There
like,
you go. There you go. That's bringing me back. Oh, also during this time, my friends and I we swear by this one Kanye. This is not a Kanye 11 podcast, by the way, but we swear by this. The performance of him performing I Wonder.
At VH1.
No, it's not at VH1. It's I'm
London.
looking up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder, and it's like, it sounds really, really rich live.
Yeah.
And all this other stuff like that. So we used to play that all the time. Ripped audio, would play it on our MP3 players or iPods or whatever the fuck we had it during that time.
I think that aired on MTV.
It aired somewhere, but I say it cuts off at some point because I'm sure it's like a taped melody. Mm-hmm. So, but it's amazing. Go to search Kanye West I Wonder Live.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. I also told Mark I don't think game. I said y'all need to cut out every sing-along part that you guys do because I don't know if Mark knows how hilarious it is that he fully commits to like you'll commit to the singing and he just starts going to the beat like, and he's not like it's not beatboxing. It's just Mark making noises like the Police Academy guy.
Oh, I mean, ask me how my wife feels about that when she hears it. The street.
All right. WrestleMania 25.
Yes. WrestleMania 25 emanating from the legendary Reliance Stadium in Houston, Texas. The 25th anniversary, but people were mad, remember, because they were like, this isn't technically the 25th anniversary.
No, it's not.
That would mean it had to be WrestleMania 0. And I was just like, all right, guys.
Like, yeah. Well, all right. It's just, all right, Marks.
Was there Super Bowl 0, nigga? No, they just go ahead with whatever.
Hey, man. The term, what is it? What does Randy Orton call Matt Cardona this week?
Trick ass Mark.
That you got action figures to play with, Mark ass. He says, Mark ass indie nerd. So we'll get into that likely on Patreon, patreon.com/CHORNC. WrestleMania 25. What do you remember most about this era of WWE, if anything? 2009.
2000.
This is they're doing Mickey Rourke's The Wrestler is out.
This is out. He was on CNN. I remember back in the day doing a whole bunch of jibba jabba about it.
Doing the work, a little bit of a work shoot too with Jericho. A little bit of that, which kind of parallels to today as they're trying to do this Tom Brady shit. Yeah,
we'll be able to draw a straight line from Mickey Rourke all the way to Tom. But what I remember the most is the games, really, like the games at this point. I remember ECW being like still a thing. I was very much like CM Punk writer. Like if you could like those like Punkanomenon accounts on Twitter, that would have been me if Twitter was around during this
Punkanomenon. All right.
Because if if Punk had no fans, I would be the only one.
I believe it. As someone whose first podcast was named The Voice of the Voiceless, I believe it.
That was me all day and tomorrow, and I was a huge Punk fan. I was still fucking with Cena, really heavy, but I think ultimately the creative was like bewildering to me in 2009. I was like, how are you guys not pushing certain people to the moon? And then we'd start to see some of that happen. It would take a very long time, and I need people to recognize this. We don't get out of the doldrums of this fuckery until 2016. We don't get out of this era until 2016. It's bad for a while.
Yeah. If this is, let me see who's on commentary. If it's Matt Stryker, I'm likely never listening to this again. Let's see. No, not really. I mean, I think this is Cole, JR, King.
Are you talking about the commentators?
Commentary team. Yeah, commentary team. Because typically anything of the era of Matt Striker, I don't fucking listen to.
It was Ross, Cole, and Lawler.
Yeah, the A team, the GOAT team. The let's get JR out of here team.
09 King, I don't know. But keep going.
Right. Soul Patch, Michael Cole. Let's go through it. It's not that much to go through, to be honest with you. I mean, there's 9 matches on this card, including the pre-show match, so there's only 8 matches on the show. The worst match of this card.
Worst match on the card.
Let me see who's in this battle royale.
Oh, nigga, the Miss WrestleMania battle royale is the worst.
Oh yeah,
card. A man won.
Sometimes Vince was just like, you know what would be funny?
This was good. Bro, niggas be wishing for this again. They'd be like, man, sure do miss that Vince booking. Fucking pricks, man.
Yeah, Santino Marella, the idea that Santino, I guess, couldn't get on the WrestleMania card, so he had to cosplay as a woman, which is a theme for Joanna Man. Maybe you watched Joanna Man.
No. Here's the thing. He would continue to masquerade as a woman for months after this.
Yeah. He's locked in. And they would like switch between two, and it's like, put your sister.
Did he not win the title?
No, he didn't win the title.
Oh, okay. I thought he did.
He won Mrs. WrestleMania, which is
doing anything for money in these days, boy.
Hey, man. He won. He beat Alicia Fox, Brie Bella, Eve Torres, Gail Kim, Jackie Gaeta, Jillian Hall, Joy Giovanni. Joy Giovanni was here. Oh my God. Katie Lee Burchill, Kelly, Layla, Maria, Maurice, Melina, Michelle McCool, Mickey James.
All talent there.
Molly Holly, Natalia, Nikki Bella, Rosa Mendez, Sunny, Tiffany, Tori Wilson, and Victoria. So that's real who's who.
That's the worst match on the card by
easily.
Landslide. Next, but actually, I'm having a hard time because I remember
it's not a bad card.
Yeah, this isn't a bad card. No, well.
I'm torn because there's
a match on here.
Yeah, this Rey Mysterio versus Bradshaw. Bradshaw essentially like retiring in real time.
Yeah, I think that even with this is a better match in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, I believe so. It just made sense. And JBL retiring to Rey Mysterio completely made sense. This is after, I think this is the same. Is this the same year where Shawn Michaels owed money?
Yes, it is the same year.
He was broke.
What happened?
Which didn't lead to WrestleMania.
Yeah. It didn't lead to WrestleMania. But remember, it was Taker's. You gotta go through hell to get to heaven or some shit.
Yeah,
that was the match that we'll talk about. I don't think it should be a surprise to anyone what we think the best match on this card is going to be. By the way,
yeah, I think No Way Out really pivoted a lot of storylines because the JBL Shawn Michaels thing didn't last. John Cena wins the Royal Rumble. Does not. No, Randy wins the Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. Randy wins the Royal Rumble, does not go after John Cena, who is on his brand.
Can we talk about how dope the 2-year storyline of Shawn Michaels' eventual retirement was? Like, I would love to hear that story one day.
I would love to too.
Like, that story is hard body to me. Like, they knew far in advance, Meelz, like they were going to do this. They were going to go through with this, but they had a through line of like how they would get there. And I think that's dope.
Next worst match. So we go Rey Mysterio and Bradshaw. Following worst match after that.
The main event.
Is it the? Oh,
it's the main event. Come on,
no
man.
way. Come on, man.
Main event's not good.
I love Ricky Steamboat too, but the other two people, the other two bodies that were floating in this match are terrible.
Oh, the handicap elimination match. Okay, yeah. I'll give them that, but like, there's no way that I'm putting Triple H and Randy Orton main event at the upper echelon. Their No Mercy matches were better, way better than this.
Yeah, I agree. I think Triple H versus Randy Orton was pretty unspectacular for a main event that was hyped up. Actually, low key, this feels like the blueprint for the shows now.
Yeah.
In a sense, it isn't as shock fact. Well, actually, is it? No one has attempted to kiss anyone's wife or invade anyone's house or something. They did a lot to try to make Triple H look like badass.
Well, I mean, they did a lot to make Randy Orton look like a badass. I think that like if you get any Meelz, like any version of this Randy Orton in the next couple of weeks with Cody, then you got a real like blood feud on your hands. I think that's what people are expecting and want to happen is for it to be 09 Randy. But like we'll talk about it on the shows today. I feel like this is a very different version, and I think people are like really hung up on this one version of him, and he's clearly telling a different story this time.
Absolutely. So we have that. I'm gonna put Jericho and the three dudes. Shout out to Ricky Steamboat though. Under it, and then we'll put Triple H versus Randy Orton. In my opinion, what goes after that? Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy.
Oh yeah. It was not as great as it could have been, but I thought it was still pretty damn solid.
I thought this was so whack for all that build up for years. This was supposed to happen in the right way, and I think
Jeff's house legit burned down, and they used that storyline, and then it still didn't pop off.
Matt Hardy tried to assassinate him with pyro.
Yeah,
he cost him the WWE Championship. It's his whole thing. Matt Hardy as a heel, especially it's not really like a strong concept. And as cool as Jeff Hardy was, I feel like this was something that kind of slowed down the Jeff Hardy run. So I wasn't as enthralled with this as I guess they were. Yeah. But you know, it was a good story. I mean, it was definitely had build up. No one has burned each other's house down this year, but we still got time.
This is the hate that we thought we would have for Jay and Jimmy. So like I think everything is compared to this, even if that match wasn't like incredible. I think that like you look at the brother versus brother that's happened 2 years ago, and it didn't reach those levels. And I think that's what people remember the most about this.
Pretty much. Following that, I would probably say I guess it's John Cena, Big Show, Edge, which
was marred a lot with this Vicky storyline. The Vicky storyline took up so fucking much of this story.
She cheated on Edge with Big Show.
Yeah, like I'm like, huh?
It was like, oh, y'all ran out the ass. Oh my god. It was pretty terrible. The story built to it because it was weird because Randy wins a Royal Rumble. John Cena's on his brand. You're assuming he's going to pick John Cena. It pivots to Triple H, but not in a I'm picking you as a champion, but just in this fashion of Randy Orton goes crazy on Triple H and his family. I believe
it's also stupid because everyone thought that Triple H was finally going to make Randy this year, and he did it.
Yeah. And it ends up being this whole thing. I mean, he kisses Stephanie McMahon. Randy Orton versus Shane McMahon happens at the No Way Out pay-per-view before that. And I think after this pay-per-view at Backlash, I think there's a 6-man. Yes, it is Legacy. At Backlash after this, it's Legacy, Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Ted DiBiase. Shout out to Ted DiBiase, I guess, beat the Chargers.
He's only been online a minute.
Versus Batista, Shane McMahon, and Triple H.
Silly.
Anyway, the triple threat match was pretty. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going back to it, but if it shows up on YouTube, if it's in a YouTube playlist that's already playing, I might not turn it off, but I probably won't be paying attention. The runner-up for the best match on this card goes to the Money in the Bank ladder match with CM Punk becoming Mr. Money in the Bank for the first time.
Yeah. Yep. Second time. I was there.
No, I think the second time is the phone. Oh wait, no, I'm bugging. Sorry.
It was in Florida. I was there. I saw.
Yeah.
Second. I did not think he was gonna win the second time. I was like, what the fuck? But
Jack Swagger wins.
Little did we know the heel turn was coming. That's why.
Absolutely. Well, they did it better. They did it better the second time.
Yeah, they did. It was a it was a makeup for this one. But again, it shows that like Punk had friends in high places, and that's what it was. But the number one match on this show, not hard to figure out: Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, 30 minutes of a classic. So much goes into this. I think this is a legit WrestleMania great. You know what I mean? Like, this is just a legit WrestleMania match.
I would be shocked if Johnny Gargano told me that this wasn't his favorite match of all time because it feels so Gargano-esque in the execution. But go on.
I mean, it had everything. It had Shawn Michaels at his absolute best. I think he pretty much had phoned it in my eyes back in the day for everyone but Taker at that time, in my opinion.
What did he do the year before this? He beat up Ric Flair.
Beat Ric Flair. Mm-hmm.
And then the year before that.
They blamed him for it the whole year. That's where the whole money shit started.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the first program out of it is like Batista and Chris Jericho won his fade like ASAP. I'm like, bro, he agreed to the match. Why are y'all mad? Hey,
man.
He's supposed to just lay down?
Listen. I mean, Shawn Michaels had a respectable WrestleMania career. Really, really respectable. Nothing but notable matches. Like, it became his thing. I can't say the same for everybody else.
Little did we know this would be like literally his last, like,
second to last
Mania. You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, he has a couple Mania moments. Those just out matches.
Then the nigga came back. So,
well, we don't talk about that. Fantastic match. Go out your way to see it. It's pretty much one of the greatest matches ever in the company's history. Without a doubt, for sure. But that's the WrestleMania rewind, WrestleMania 25, short, to the point, 25th anniversary.
24th anniversary.
So, who's counting? When the branding says go, you go. Let's talk about stuff from this week.
Yeah.
In wrestling. Do we want to comment on the comments to our Ricochet? Not Ricochet, but our state of wrestling journalism. Why did I call it the Ricochet video?
The only comment I got to say is y'all know y'all watching, y'all know y'all see it. Just link us next time. Put the link out there when you see it. I see the comments, see all of it. I mean, if you want to come on the show, just ask. If you want to feature, then say that, like Gunner said. If you want to feature, just say that. Like, don't throw rocks and hide your hand.
I thought it for a while it resonated with people in terms of us kind of speaking openly.
When it gets to the wrong niggas, then
it got to the wrong niggas. It got into the wrong discords, the wrong group chats.
Yeah, it always gets to the wrong niggas, and it's like once it gets to the wrong niggas, that combo is cooked. I should go straight to mute. I'm like, yeah, I'm straight.
Yeah, I turned it off.
Nobody wants to talk about it in good faith. They'll just bring up other shit. It's just like, no one actually had a good rebuttal to anything. But shout out to the people that felt it and
attempted. Yeah, but I think it's it's kind of insane how it wasn't really covered in any aspect since then. Ricochet has apologized. The person who made him apologize has also been leaked. If people are like following that story, I guess they want to continue. It's like, oh, we made an L on that one, but you good for this one. Chris Hero was the person who reached out to him. It's like, thanks, guys.
And what does that do for anybody?
But to me, if I was Chris Hero, I'd been like, how the fuck does...
Thanks, Chris Hero. You have bigger balls than anybody.
Yeah. I guess it mattered to him, but I mean, the state of wrestling journalism is what it is. It's not really wrestling journalism. Actually, it would kind of be wrestling and journalism at this point don't really go well together.
And that's that on that.
Toni Storm out indefinitely from AEW after her battle last Sunday with Marina Shafir. It was then shown on Dynamite the following Wednesday. The record-setting Dynamite, by the way. Niggas tuned in. Record-setting Dynamite. Terrible episode, unfortunately. But
they always get one with the bad episodes and the good ones.
It's like South Park.
Yeah, I could never tell heads or tails any week. what their highest quarter is going to be.
Yeah, I kind of want to see the quarters again. It's always told essentially the same story, but a story nonetheless. It's like, oh, Big Bang Theory. Oh, it's okay. It's sliding. Oh,
and then it's like,
oh, Cesaro versus Cope in the main event. Yeah. Anyway, she's out indefinitely, which is a major blow to the women's division over at AEW. It has not been revealed why she is out, but it has also been told that she is not injured. So pretty much they're saying everything, but actually saying it. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions.
If it was WWE, they already they got the scripts, they got the prescription. They say at Costco in the pharmacy, he had to
get out the trash.
Yeah, he just get the trash. Again. Surely we jest, but do we?
Hey man. So it's saying everything without actually saying it. But we'll wait for parties involved to reveal any information if they have information. But it is a major blow to the women's division. But one could also say it's probably opportunity. Toni Storm took up a lot of time on the show.
Yeah, she took a lot of time and had a lot of matches, and you could say probably made a lot of people maybe.
I'm not sure they're gonna slot it like one to one. It was like, well, Tony, we got to give Tony something to somebody. I'm sure they're not gonna do that. It's just like, all right, we got more time for MJF promos.
I'm gonna say shit, motherfucking Kyle Fletcher. You got 30 in you?
But it is a sense for opportunity. Tekla is currently a champion. I think she's doing a solid job. A couple of the women on the roster, Mercedes, I'm sure is going to be back after she continues her reign of dropping titles.
She's so noble.
She is. She's just so charitable. Like, how could we? I saw a post of like the audience who said like she's never gonna job. What are they saying now? I'm like, in my brain, I was like, why did she have 13 titles at any point? But that's what I was saying.
As though that's a self-fulfilling prophecy in which they were just waiting for this moment to happen so that they would be like, yes, finally, yes, okay.
Yeah, but you don't know those titles any more than you did before she had them.
She had the Big Bang Turkey salmon title.
The halibut watch
the
beneath
Cracker Barrel invitational title, motherfucker. The beef tallow.
Absolutely, man. Had it all. Anyway, so she might be back soon. Likely will be back soon, to be honest with you. After she finishes up a lot of her indie dates. Hangman Page is also set to take an extended break after the Revolution pay-per-view last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, it is what it is. So with that said, I'm sure he'll be back before All In. But with that said, I want to ask you, Justin, AEW All In, going back to Wembley.
Yeah.
Tickets are currently on sale. No one is talking about ticket numbers or how low it is in comparison. No one's talking about any of that.
Nobody asking what how much the tickets is and if it's for niggas.
Yeah, no one's asking that, unfortunately. But I want to ask you, what's the biggest match they could pull off for this card?
Biggest match they could do is probably Ospreay MJF. Ospreay MJF or Ospreay Omega. No?
Yeah, no, I would say I'm leaning towards MJF more than Omega. I feel like Omega is just...
I think you unfortunately have him with the title until All In.
Kenny's AEW positioning
is not as big as MJF's.
No, not at all. But I don't even think they at any point even attempted, nor did he want to be any notable or the guy or any of the rather. But MJF seems to have that in the bag, so it just is what it is. So I do think it's Will Ospreay MJF. Looking at the AEW roster, I can't think of anybody else who would be able to pull this off. Let's see. But yeah, it's just I think that's a solid route for getting there. But to be honest with you, I don't know if I want to send through another MJ. Like, here's MJF's reign
It's not great.
It's not, but I think you talk about creative control, and I don't think he has ultimately creative control. I think Tony calls the shots. But in terms of his matches and his delivery, it feels so over the top. It feels like it's less about what makes sense in building him up as a character and more like, how can I make myself look awesome? And I don't think it's from a selfish route. I think it's from a standpoint of like, there's a lack of creativity and a lack of.
I think he's selling himself. And what I mean by that is like, highest bidder. It's like, bro, who gonna pay for me? Who gonna pay for this next?
Because I was so confused of how that Texas Death Match didn't end with interference or something, some chicanery. Like, he just beat him.
Right.
And he does that a lot, right? Like, you talk about Daniel Bryan, he just beats Daniel Bryan. You talk about when he faced probably Hangman, but a number of people on his reign last year, he would just beat them like clean. And I respect it in one sense, but then I also believe in like, you want people to see you lose, not necessarily be impressed by things. But I don't know, AEW audience, I guess they want to be impressed too.
I think you have MJF go through, beat Kenny, beat Swerve. I guess in the middle you have some dork in between, maybe Fletcher or Takeshita, maybe in the middle. Then eventually it goes around the Ospreay and he wins in all of them. The end.
It just is what it is.
And keep in mind, by that point, he'll have beaten pretty much everybody in the company at that point.
What's the biggest women's match they could put on?
Mercedes and Tony, but if you can't do Mercedes and Tony, it's probably gonna be Mercedes and yeesh. Oh my god, Tekla, I guess.
I get it would have to be Tekla. They have not successful. But we talked about this last year, right? Like, I remember bringing this up. All right, so let's say one of them goes down, and in this case, both of them went down, because neither of them are on television. Who else do you have?
Britt.
They've killed Statlander.
You call Britt?
I would call Britt, but I would also.
They're not calling Britt.
But if I was Britt, I'd be like,
eat a Frank, nigga. Yeah, with the N word. Eat a Frank, nigga. Bad
hashtag not my decision. The not my decision movement. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity, but I don't know if they're seemingly slotting Mina Shirakawa in her slot, which is wild to me.
Yeah, I like Mina.
Yeah, I mean, she's cool. She's at the wrong place, but she's cool. Following that, we got 2 new inductions to the WWE Hall of Fame. I've not even been keeping up with the Hall of Fame, but this year actually a pretty decent like class to actually like.
It's a decent lineup, I think. I think
I would be interested in watching if it wasn't at fucking 1 a.m.
Well, AJ literally said, "My shit ain't about to be long, y'all."
Good.
He's like, "My shit ain't about to be long." I wonder who's inducted. Who you think?
Frankie. No.
Abyss?
Yeah, probably. I could see Abyss.
You know who would be cool to induct him? Dixie Carter. Dixie Carter.
I feel like it would go off like a fart in church.
No, I think it would be a cool full circle moment. I think.
Didn't she not pay him?
Well, it wasn't that she just said, "Nigga, I'm broke." It was like they didn't give him a raise, the raise he wanted. That's why he laughed.
It sounds like "nigga, I'm broke" to me.
Yeah, well, clearly they ain't broke.
I mean, you ain't watched the product. How you know?
Yeah, and I'm not going.
But with that said, I think they have Stephanie McMahon, AJ Styles. Is it the Midnight Express?
Demolition, man.
Demolition?
Yeah, Demolition should have been in a long time ago.
What are old-timey teams, man? You know.
You're disrespecting the old school.
I've never, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've watched a Demolition match.
And then the new entries.
Damn, am I bugging?
They're a classic tag team. Like mad tag teams have stolen. Like
I'm not saying they bet. I'm just saying I've never. All right. So let me someone in the chat.
I'll put you in the direction of the best Demolition match, but I'm gonna just say that like Demolition was pretty dope. The face paint and all that shit, it was fire.
Listen, millennials and
WrestleFest. There was an old video game WrestleFest, I believe. There was.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying.
I feel you, but yeah, it's recommend me a demolition match. I'm not watching more than one. But new inductees. So are you a Psycho Sid guy or Sid Justice? Or
I'm a Psycho Sid guy. He used to scare
me.
Sid
Vicious.
He scared me back in the day. His music was scary.
Why does white man have a Jerry curl is always what I thought. When I saw Psycho Sid.
He had good hair, nigga.
Yeah. I was like, damn. Into the.
I think people like always remember him, unfortunately, because of like the internet and the way things spread is because of the leg injury. But like he legit
and the t-shirt thing.
And the t-shirt.
Did he do the t-shirt thing? There was a WCW moment with him. That's not just the leg. It's like something.
There's a lot of WCW moments with him, to be honest with you.
Fair enough.
When he comes out, he finds his car. It was a cube. He's like, ah! Like that shit was funny. That was funny.
Hell yeah. Come on, man.
He had a lot of impact on people's lives. The argument back in the day used to be who got the better powerbomb, Diesel or him.
Who was it?
I always thought it was Diesel had a better powerbomb. I'm sorry, man. He used to just chuck your ass. Like the Diesel powerbomb was fire. Is Diesel powerbomb and the Mike Awesome powerbomb were my favorite powerbomb.
Good powerbombs, yeah, for sure.
The Awesome Bomb is just one of my favorite movies of all time. He
Absolutely.
would just spam that shit. Is Mike Awesome in the fucking? He needs to be inducted,
bruh. And they show him in a clip winning the Hardcore Championship. Like, what are they gonna show? They show. I think Mike Awesome probably needs to be in there. I mean, he has been not with us for almost 20 years.
Yeah. The thing about Mike Awesome is that like there isn't a Mike Awesome-esque like big man. You know what I'm saying? Like Oba's cool. He's there.
He was Mike Awesome was different.
Gunther's like cool, like, but he's not like Mike Awesome was back in the day to me. And maybe that's just I'm longing for a bygone era, but just a nigga who
it's just a big nigga who throws niggas.
Throws niggas and powerbomb niggas. The top rope Awesome Bomb was crazy back in the day. Like we need that back.
I don't think they find folks like that anymore. Like, because no one. I don't know where they found him.
Awesome. He's probably a bouncer or some shit, and they came and plucked him out the.
That's hilarious. I'm looking for the next. We're looking for the next bouncers. Speeds security just becomes the greatest wrestler of ever all time.
As dope as Oba's like Fall from Grace is, and I'm shocked you don't have Oba's stuff on this on the run.
Oh, should I?
The run sheet this week because I need to clarify why people react the way they react to things, and I feel like there's a lot of people who are speaking on it that don't really know what the fuck they talking about, and a lot of people are telling on themselves behind them wrestler avies on Twitter.
I said Oba was powered by Grok.
Oh man, Oba is
oh shit.
Oba is a man who's sponsored by Palantir, the intelligence tool used by militaries and counter-terrorism groups.
All right, sidebar. We'll get to Rodzilla in a second. Sidebar. So the first, I was just like, "Oh, come on!"
Reading it because I don't usually. And this is I should probably not do this, but like I was like looking at the quote, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I read it, and I read it again, and I read it again, and then I hit play. I was like, hey, this nigga, the way he was moaning, talk about.
All right. Yeah, I'm not.
Stand up, nigga.
was like, why would you say that?
Elon a real get money nigga. I said, get money, all right. Yeah, nigga addicted to ketamine and hookers, bro. Like what are you talking about?
Bro, he said,
why wouldn't an African be inspired by another African? I said, get the fuck off your knees right now, bro.
What do you think? I'm trying to think what was going through Stephanie McMahon's head during this.
He probably was just like, this gonna get them niggas mad. Stephanie just let him keep talking. Yeah, this gonna get them niggas mad.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
She looked at the camera, nodding. Because the thing about Stephanie is that like she's self-aware, but like she knows she got to go through with the bullshit. Like she's self-aware that she be doing bullshit, right? Like she's a self-aware person. Because the reason I said that is because like who was the first person to disappear just completely after the event shit happened, and she popped her head up when he was gone.
Yeah, there you go. Like, and she's not even she's technically not even like a WWE employee. She's like the head guy's wife doing podcasts.
Talent. Like,
yeah,
talent. Like
they gave her Stephanie's places. It's like you want to show on ESPN.
She like she's hands up enough to be like, I'm above the bullshit. Sorry, I had to do that. My family was there. Sorry.
She just being gorilla chilling because she's the COO's wife.
She said, AJ, say whatever you want, AJ. Just keep it running, nigga. This helping my KPIs. You wanna shit on me? Do it.
Probably be producing matches and all types of other shit.
But when Oba said that shit, and then nigga said, it's not like he said he MAGA. And I said, y'all realize that sometimes you don't have to say that you're MAGA. Like that's enough for us to know where you lean. What's up with Meelz? What's up with giving people what's up with like people giving people the benefit of the doubt in 2026? There's no such thing anymore. Remember milkshake duck? Like that's literally what niggas are, bro. Like they always
doubt made the nigga president. So
exactly. Like you are always going to be defined by the things that you say. You know that. I'm not saying that people should en masse stop supporting the nigga, but it's automatically a red flag. Same as Bobby Lashley. He be saying some wild shit and niggas be defending him just because he's black.
Bobby the less Bobby says, the better. Realistically.
You know Bobby ain't never came out and said, I'm MAGA, nigga. Like, he ain't never said it either. But it's what he's standing beside and what he's saying. You know what you're doing when you say that. When you stand beside what you stand beside. When he say, Trump not a bad guy, he was nice to me. You know what you're standing beside.
I'm sure he's nice to many niggas.
The Oba preface his comment saying, now hold on, niggas. I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say it because of this, right?
I wish he did.
But he did.
No, he did.
The worst person he said on that fucking list. He said Joe Rogan too.
He said he gave a laundry list of sketchy niggas.
Yes. Except for the one nigga who's like a Navy dude. He's black, a bald nigga. But I'm like, man, I looked at this page. I said, I'm gonna run up in with them niggas too. Because if you
let's see your burner. I know he got a burner.
Bro, I mean, come on. It's not. Listen, you know what I tweeted? I said, hey, we know what's up. And that's all I'm gonna say. We know what's up. Nigerian niggas, we know what's up. We know what's up. I know what's up. I know who you are, Oba. I've been known, but the fact that you had to do the whole
you were just waiting for a moment, man. He was going so well.
Yeah, he was. I was,
and you were, I know. You were like, damn, he's been holding down NXT too.
I was biding my time. Don't let him pop out with a white wife.
Yeah, there you go.
It's so weird.
Godzilla's also going into the Hall of Fame. Dennis Rodman.
Speaking of white wives, shout out to Dennis Rodman.
His whole story is, I don't even know if they still got it on Peacock. Like when they used to do those like backstories of the matches, and I forgot what the show was called, Rivalries or what the fuck it was. I don't know if it's still on Peacock, but if not, watch the episode of The Last Dance where he's on WCW. Meanwhile, he's supposed to be playing in the NBA Finals. So
he was high. So
there you go.
That's what he did.
Brock Lesnar is in the news. He did a podcast. Listen, anytime niggas start doing podcasts, I know they about to hang it up. It feels like he's retiring at SummerSlam. He says, I'm back in WWE, but not for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like from all the comments and things that he said on this podcast, if I had to guess, he's wrapping it up at SummerSlam.
I love these podcasts because they all the old niggas start saying how they really feel, and the first thing they say is these niggas is backstage is soft as fuck.
Yeah, and it's always a podcast of some dude with an American flag on their hat.
Yeah. Hey, he ain't say hey, but Brock ain't say who he inspired by. Fuck nigga.
Amen. But you said a lot of interesting stuff. You said it's an interesting interview. I didn't catch all of it. I wouldn't actually watch all of it either. Me personally, I'm just it just is what it is. He was like, back in the day in the 2000, biggest niggas in Minneapolis was me and fucking Kevin Garnett. I was like, all right.
But the Benjamin said, damn, what, really?
Yeah.
Damn, nigga, really?
No, I kind of wanted on Garnett and Paul Pierce's podcast. But yeah, it looks like he's setting off at SummerSlam. So for the people who hate him, I don't think he got that much longer to hate. But people are hating on sidebar Gunther. Gunther is not on the card. People are hating. People are like, "Where's Gunther?" I love the aggregation accounts where it's like, "It's been 3 weeks since Gunther is on Raw."
Yeah.
How could they fumble this WrestleMania?
Trying to start shit. And I said, well, I mean, this was the thing. And somebody's that weirdo Peps Wrestling, that weird nigga, that nerd.
Yeah.
I'm like, you will never tweet me. I'm like, fuck. I had to turn the fucking tweet on mute. Nobody had seen it yet. And then he said, well, Ray got hurt 9 weeks ago. I'm like, bro, do you think that makes it any better? Nigga, they literally didn't want to give him anything else.
Yeah. Also, do you think that everyone else is not busy? Like, you think they can just pluck people? You want him You want him to face fucking Danhausen? You know what I'm saying? Like, who do you want him to face? You also got to be at the caliber facing him.
Bro, I saw somebody post Shinsuke Nakamura. I said, nigga, please, can y'all stop it? If the thing is that it's only okay for them to do stupid shit when the internet says it's okay for them to do stupid shit. The moment he pops out on Nakamura saying, I want to fight that Mania nigga, you'd be like, what?
No, that'll be
8 matches, and also Nakamura's in a story already with Tama. Like,
yeah, that would be kind of nuts if you just, hey Nakamura, I'm facing you at WrestleMania.
Oh, I'm saying, like, you act like a nigga gonna be in the Andre. I think there's a story to be made with Gunther being mad that he does not have a match. And I think what you do is at Madison Square Garden, have him come out and say, what the fuck are y'all doing? And to have his frustration go from then to eventually having to face somebody to a caliber of a Brock or a Oba or whatever after Mania. Like, I think that's fine. Not everybody got to be on the card, bro.
Yeah, not everyone's on the card. Not everyone's on the card every year. You would hope to be on every year. Also, their payday doesn't change whether they're on the card or not, to be honest with you. It used to be the Mania payday. Now they all have like this big ass, they all get paid a bunch, but it's a flat fee. So it's just like, just come to work. Nigga, we paying you to come to work.
Yeah, I think there's so many things you can do with a frustrated Gunther and all this stuff. Like, it'll be there. They'll be there. Like,
you retired John Cena, you retired AJ Styles. Can't believe he's not on Mania.
Have somebody joke him or something for that, and then have him start the next story. Like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. I actually really enjoy this build to this Mania. I really do.
I like it. Well, can we talk about the one topic I'm willing to talk about for the free? Yeah, is the main event of Monday Night Raw. The Roman
versus Dominic. Oh no, that okay.
Sorry, the Roman CM Punk Usos, whatever that was.
Clearly, like, H listens to the internet because everyone gave passing marks to the Uso segment 2 weeks ago, and then nobody liked last week's segment, and then they were like, let's just bring those back.
All right, so what are we doing with the Usos? Like, are we building to something with the Usos?
Can we stop teasing the bloodline coming back?
Yeah, because I'm looking at that like, so what are we doing? And it's weird because it's Jay reverting back to how he used to be, right? Mm-hmm. But there's also the agency of like him now being
has been a slow burn since Survivor Series.
Yeah, for sure. They turned it off, they cooled it off, they brought it back because Roman wasn't there. So they cooled it off and then they brought it back. But he's been the loose cannon. Mm-hmm. He's been off the handle. He don't want to be Yeet Man no more. Is essentially how this is going. Maybe there's too much pressure in being Yeet Man. I don't know. But he wants to be hard. So he out here starting fights, slugging niggas, getting himself disqualified.
Nigga was wrong.
Everything all right at home? His inclusion in the main event, especially as part of him telling Roman, "Hey man, get his ass. You know what to do." And putting the battery in Roman Reigns' back. I'm like, all right, so is this to the bloodline? Like, what are we doing here?
I would like to think, right? I would like to think that ultimately this is a huge psyop to allow the Usos to revolt against Roman. I think the signs are there. Roman's been apprehensive to attack Punk. He's been almost seems scared to hit. Yeah. Duffed him the other week and he didn't do nothing. Like he didn't say shit. And I think that the whole battle of this is the mental edge, right? Mm-hmm. I think Punk, he ceded the mental edge last week, and then this week he regained it back by realizing, for real, Meelz, the biggest weakness in Roman's game and the biggest strength is his cousins. He's weak for them. Ultimately, he always has been weak for them. Even when he was Tribal Chief mode, he lost the title without them at full power. You know what I mean?
Punk was he was wearing off, weaving off on that promo. He had to bring it back a little bit. I mean, start talking about jizz and shit.
They said all of our cuss word allotment is in this one period of time where y'all can cuss as much as you want for as long as you want during this moment. And he just used all of it.
Listen.
There's a right there.
Yeah, I'm not, you go ahead. I'll wait for Roman and them.
Yeah, I mean,
over in them.
I didn't hate this segment this week. I think the Usos bring it up. Ultimately, every week they're there, they bring it up. And I think this is another week where they were able to, at their full strength. Jimmy is amazing on the mic, facials, acting, all that. But Jay is better in this role himself.
I feel like it's got to be. We gotta do something a little bit. We gotta give it a little bit more setup than they're gonna be back face to face for next week. Oh shit! What happened last week? They're back face. We gotta do. I feel like we gotta get a little bit more creative with the setup of these things.
I'm actually mad Roman will not wrestle on Raw. I think that's so crazy.
What happened?
That Roman won't wrestle on Raw.
I agree. It really does hold back a lot of things because you can't really. It's like the Brock thing, right? Brock don't wrestle on TV.
Right.
But one time, you remember to set up the Cody feud.
Oh yeah,
we thought he was about to wrestle on TV. It was like, oh shit!
It was a tag match, right?
Yeah, and that was an interesting way to really set something up. Roman's not wrestling on TV, whatever. But it's Netflix, nigga. If I'm Netflix, I'm like, yo, we paid y'all billions of dollars. Get this nigga in his suit, facing somebody else, please. But I just feel like, it's just. I would like to see a different setup. Back in the day, and I don't want to do too much
back in our day, Roman would wrestle a match on Raw and Punk would be on commentary. Simple. Yeah,
Austin is in the ring facing Kurt Angle. The Rock with the belt is on commentary. Spills out outside. Bada bing, bada boom. But
how crazy would it be in Madison Square Garden for Roman to say, "I'm gonna do something I would never do. I'm gonna catch a fade on Raw live tonight." and then
in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, like what? Like what? Who would that hurt? It would hurt It would hurt nobody. It would hurt nothing.
It's kind of weird.
Anyway, it's Javon Evans. Don't even matter.
Yeah, he really could. I mean, he's not that Hollywood to me. I feel like Roman. He is an attraction, but I also feel like, nigga, you're not a star. You're not superstar yet. Sorry, you're not like breakthrough star for you to be like.
They're gonna kill you for that.
I'm sure. But I'm like, you're not above like wrestling on Raw, in my opinion. Not weekly, not actively, but when the time comes, suit up.
But I think ultimately what you're trying to say is that there needs to be another gear to this other than the promos, which have been strong.
Yeah, but we can do more. We have them actively more. This is how they set up Cody versus Cena last year, and I get why you do it there, but I don't quite get why you do it here. I mean, and to be fair, Punk could wrestle. And now we got Punk not wrestling.
And like my thing is like, I don't think that Roman's really proven that he can hang on the mic with Punk. Not gonna lie, I don't think he can.
I don't think.
I know it's not the point.
Yeah,
it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. That first week was great. That first initial week was fantastic.
I mean, he got it out of his system.
Yeah, that was great. They haven't gone back to it. Like again,
no, not at all. Yeah,
things on the plate that's left, the Shield stuff, the podcast stuff. Like,
you think he talks about his dog?
I would do it week before if they're going to do it at all.
He's already talking about his wife. I don't like doing that anymore. I think we can stop bringing in people's wives in an attempt to emasculate them. Like, AJ's the Intercontinental Champion and I'm the World Champion. What the fuck are you doing, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
The best one is it a world tour or a girls tour? Like, nothing ever beats that.
Yeah.
Nothing ever beat that. That was,
no. That's peak.
It's fresh on niggas' minds today. But I mean, listen, it's never going to beat that.
So it's interesting, but they're building it up. I mean, Roman Reigns eventually, Jay puts the battery in Roman's back. Pretty much Roman hauls off on Punk, really gets him good, hits him with the spear, knocks him out. They try to hold him back. He sends him to the outside, big powerbomb through a table. Almost powerbomb him out of his damn hokas. Knocks him out, picks him up, punches him in the face one more time, essentially calls over him and says, like, yeah. And I'm just like, all right, you ain't tough.
Niggas liked it, but like, do niggas forget that he was not holding his own on that promo?
No, not at all. Because he beat him up. But
I think this is like up Punk's alley because it's like, this is like complete comic nerd coming out. Pardon me. It's like Batman and the Bat family. Like Roman's Batman, and he's got his Robins. He's got Damian and Tim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they won't listen to him. You know what I mean? Like they're because they want to do their own thing, but ultimately they're attached to the man that taught them what they know, right? And Punk is the Joker, and he's the one that's bending and twisting and contorting this family to its limits.
Mm-hmm.
When they're not the bloodline proper, they have that familial bond, and he's exploiting that for his own favor because he knows he's old, right? He knows he's old, but he knows he can't beat Roman in a one-on-one if Roman's mind is set towards it. So he has to his mind, and I think that's a good story that they're telling here.
Absolutely. With that said, it's time for us to head over to Patreon.
Yes, sir. Is Roman's in Madison Square Garden next week?
Shit if I know. I'm not going.
He is. I think he's on everyone. He's on every Raw on Mini, I believe. So.
Him, Brock, Punk. Who else is supposed to be there? They announced some cool stuff for NXT in Madison Square Garden at NXT this week.
I'm gonna watch NXT tonight because you told me to watch.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a main event scene. A little shaky, but
I told y'all niggas.
Yeah, but it's what they expected. It's what they reported. So we get everything of what they tell us before we see it. With that said, and thank everyone for tuning in. Of course, you can follow the A Show at the A Show RNC. You can follow us or listen to us on the A Show on RNC Radio, anywhere you listen to podcasts, including YouTube. Run up the numbers on YouTube. Please let us subscribe. Patreon.com/the A Show RNC. WrestleMania is coming up, which means an interesting WrestleMania show. Don't expect no 7-hour show this year. We got jobs.
We'll give you guys the equivalent of what we can do. I'm not gonna say no this or that, but we'll have a really.
It ain't gonna be 7 hours. I promise you that.
We'll have a cool version of what we usually do. So stay tuned for information for that.
Absolutely. But until then, Thank you guys for tuning in, Patreon gang. See you on the other side.
Peace.